In this video, I'm going to show you the easiest way to gain authority and how to identify if that authority is even worth your time. The easiest way to gain authority is a 4-letter word. It's called HATE, hate. Being hateful is the quickest and easiest way you can grab somebody's attention. Being hateful is the easiest way you can gain authority, gain traction, start a community, sell a course, the whole nine. I want to help you identify what is actually worth pulling out of information, of skepticism, but how to recognize if you're just being grifted upon. I don't know if that's the term, but if somebody's grifting off of you, I want you to be able to know how to identify that a little bit better. I think it's pretty important just with all the things going on. It's pretty vague, but AI overtaking the world and all that stuff. The first key identifying factor is to just know that negativity equals an instant power grab. So when you're watching somebody, an influencer video point of view, and it's all negative, I mean, that's going to grab your attention. If it's an outlandish claim, it's going to grab your attention. You're going to do some digging. Before you know it, you're going to become a conspiracy theorist. You're going to be part of a tribe that you don't want to be part of. I was scrolling the other day. I come across this girl that is talking about the Hormozi couple. If you don't know the Hormozi couple, they're famous for business. Small business operations, helping people scale their businesses, helping people in sales. Just overall, Alex, he's the husband, Layla's the wife. Alex started off his career in sales, but in helping gyms scale their businesses and gain traction, get memberships, whatever. He's also helped a lot of people just in their sales career. I've learned a lot from him. I'm a big fan of them. And Layla, she's his partner. She has a lot of good business expertise, a lot of good mindset things that are overall really helpful. Anyways, I was scrolling and this lady made this claim that this couple is being funded by BlackRock. They're part of this big agenda to destabilize the home in America and to get people's attention on money and power and just overall distract people from raising a family, being traditional, growing the right way. And there's nothing wrong with the claim, and she actually had some good supporting evidence, and it could be true. You know, selling your business, they have a business called acquisition.com. They sold it to BlackRock apparently. There's some documentation that she pulled up or sent to me. We had this back and forth, and essentially I'm kind of like open to hearing her argument. And then she's throwing back these things like their courses are fake, they're lying to you, all these things that like you just throw the baby out with the bathwater, saying that they've done no good or you can't look to them, they can't be your role models because of this fact. And I guess a lot of conspiracy arguments operate that way. A lot of things and a lot of influencers operate this way. It's just a simple, hey, these people gained success. Why did they gain success? Oh, here's a shady business deal. Man, I guess it must be that. I guess they must be part of this big plan to really just fuck you up and just not even lead you down a good path. And there's so many other things. I mean, what comes to your mind just kind of based off that story, or you can just kind of identify different people doing that. If you know that negativity equals instant power grab, instant authority. So we had this back and forth. I really appreciated the back and forth, and I was, just again open to the idea, but there's no end game. Which leads me to the second identifying factor. Whenever somebody creates suspicion and whenever they have skepticism without an actual resolve, that's what you need to look out for. It's okay to be skeptical. It's okay to question everything. You should be questioning everything. But at some point, the questioning needs to stop and there needs to be an actual conclusion. There needs to be a resolve to the problem to actually better your life. And it's so easy to get stuck in a continual loop of seeing others' opinions, seeing if they're right or not, because that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. People, first of all, love the thrill of fear. They love the thrill of fear. And second of all, they want to be right. They want to predict things. They want to judge things. They want to be right. Everybody does. So you can identify this when there's really no, maybe they have some good supporting evidence. Maybe they're, getting you to think in a certain way. But if they stay negative the entire time, if there's no, I'm not saying everybody has to be positive. Everybody has to be, oh man, just take the positive. Picture it a half glass full. I'm not saying that. But to recognize when somebody's grifting off you, and that's what it is. A lot of influencers, the media, all these things, is just made to grift off you. It could be money, or it could be just your attention. One thing that I saw too from one of the people I follow and listen to, this guy was saying that there's nothing new. Everything feels heightened. Everything feels all techie and AI now because we have social media. But if you were to go back in the Roman times and have social media in the Roman times, it'd be the same thing. You'd have people saying, oh, the Colosseum, all these games are just a scam. They're just a distraction. There's some secret agenda. The politicians, the people in power, it's not actually them in power. There's a deep state. There's a shadow government. There's writings to attest to these things. They've been saying this for years back then. And there's also just that's human nature. When you see somebody doing well and you don't know how to accomplish a goal, you haven't even tried, then everybody's quick to judge. But I thought that was interesting that if we had social media at any point in history, you could just imagine the kind of arguments or the kind of shade being thrown around. The third identifying factor is to really ultimately hear an argument, but if there is no resolve, the third identifying factor is it's entertainment disguised as truth. You can recognize the argument, but if there is no resolve, then how is that supposed to keep you on your path? First of all, you got to figure out what that is. Second of all, how is it going to help you to be right about a couple things just based off of arguments that you're hearing? This is what I used to do, and sometimes still do, admittedly, but I'd make a judgment based off my gut or something I heard, and I'd want to be right about that thing. I'd want to have the hot take. It's really fun to have the hot take. But it just prevents you from seeing the light and seeing how people are actually enlightened, seeing how people work hard and stay disciplined. That stuff is boring. So you always want to come up with an excuse to, like, you don't know how to work hard. We really don't know how to stay disciplined in a lot of ways. That goes for everybody. But then you start making excuses. Oh, like, that couldn't be me. Like, I'm working hard. I'm trying my best. But that's bullshit. So then you start coming up with things like, oh, you got to sell your soul. These people sold their souls, and that's why they're having this success. It doesn't help you. So, one, recognize that negativity equals instant authority. Two, recognize that whenever somebody creates skepticism or suspicion without resolve. Three, recognize when it's entertainment disguised as truth. And always just hold this in the back of your mind. It used to be you could trust officials a lot more back in the day, I guess, but I mean, I haven't lived in a time where that was the case, but you get the sense that, oh man, it never used to be like this. People are lying. This is all fake. There's a deep state. There's whatever, but now it's more important than ever to actually look at your plan and stay focused on that. Don't let the negativity or the hot takes of others distract you from becoming great.